Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Megan, if you don't already know that, and I'm the owner of Cures and Curses, and welcome to my channel. So, let's get straight into it, shall we? There's lots of things I need to catch up on, so let's start with the beginning of this vlog. We are going to a new venue I've never been to. This is in Scotland. It is the Glasgow Horrorcon, and this market has been going for a few years now, and from what I've seen it looks really good, really successful, and I've always wanted to go, but it is quite far for us. It's about 4 hours in the car, so this was a risk for us to do, and thankfully we actually did get into the April venue, which was amazing. So going, it has been a risk for us to do this, but it's one I think will pay off, so that's sort of the plan with this vlog. I've got a couple clips that I wanted to show you of bits and pieces that we have been filming throughout the venue. I don't know how much I will be filming because it is a one-day event, so it will be very, very busy. So I don't know how much footage I managed to get in that day, if that makes sense. This is a one-day event. It's a little bit different for normal Horrorcons. It's not so much about the guests, in my opinion. It's more about the experience there. So there's a lot of interactive things. There's escape rooms, there's mazes, and there are dogs barking, and there are makeup teams there that are doing lots of different like demonstrations and general talks and things like that. There is a couple guests there, so you know it is there, but it's not like the main focus, not like a For Love of Horror where it is quite guest heavy. And there's also a big like dark market hall as well, so I'll show you that as much as I can, and we'll just see how that goes really. I'll give you my thoughts at the end of how it went. I don't know how long this is going to be, so bear with me, and let's just jump straight in. So we're at the end now, and I thought I'd just give you a couple, that's not a flattering angle. So we're at the end, and I wanted to give you some honest feedback of how I felt about the market and generally how the day went from start to finish, and that's, you know, with the setup. So grab yourself a cup of tea, we're going to have a little chat, and I'll tell you exactly how it went. I'm just realising my hair's looking a little bit manic, but I've come home from work and I'm filming, so apologies, but this is what you get, really. So let's get into it. So we travelled up the day before the market began, so that was on the Saturday. We went up on the Friday, and I booked the day off my main job to be able to do that, and we drove up. The drive was about 4 hours. We took it a little bit slower because we have an electric car. We had to charge halfway, so that obviously did add to it. It probably would have taken us about 3.5 hours, but we added a little bit extra. The drive was really easy, actually. It was just like a straight all the way. We were on the motorway, I think 99% of it, so that was really good. Good start. And all throughout, you know, building up to the event, we got emails from the venue, from the organisers, telling us exactly what to do, where to go. We'd arranged parking as well with them, and this was actually really, really helpful. So on the day when you get there, I was a little bit surprised how big the SEC is. I didn't know how big it was. So those directions were actually very, very helpful. And actually parking up and unloading was so easy. The staff were lovely. They were so friendly, and they told us exactly, you know, you can park here, not a problem, you know, unload your stuff, just leave your car here, we'll look after it. It was really, really good. So that I could not fault at all. And everyone was very welcoming. We checked in, found out where our table was, and pretty much just got started and jumped straight in. So we set up the day before, and that, you know, we can set up in a push. We can do it in an hour, but I don't like to do that. I feel a bit frazzled. So we came the day before, which you're allowed to do, and set up. And we took our time. We took about 2 hours, but we kind of wanted to make sure everything was sturdy, nothing was going to fall down, and, you know, just curate it really for the audience that we were hoping to have. So that was really nice. I met my neighbours as well for the event, and they were lovely. And everyone around was so nice, and generally, to be fair, everyone was nice. There was no issues. Everyone was very friendly and helpful, so I could not fault any of that. It was brilliant. We did actually end up staying in the hotel a 5-minute walk away. Now, I know what people are going to think. You know, why are you staying at a hotel like really close, because that's going to be expensive? Yes, it was a little bit more money, but my partner and I wanted to have it as a treat weekend away, because we had decided to stay an extra day after the event as well, to explore Glasgow a little bit. So for us, in our mind, we wanted something a little bit nicer, a little bit closer, and we decided to do that, which, to be fair, absolutely made the weekend as well, to be fair, because the hotel was lovely. We got a drinks package, so we managed to have like a few little wines every night, which was great. We managed to access the lounge and have a few little nibbles as well, so that made the weekend all the more fun for us. Anyway, so we get to Saturday. We had a leisurely breakfast. We had to be in by, I think it was 9:30, and that was fine. No problem getting in. We just said we were traders for this event, let us straight through. And yeah, we just sort of got ready, doing final touches. And that was fine. That was it, really. We were on our way doing the market, and the first hour was a little bit quiet. And to be honest, that is to be expected. They are slower, especially the first hour on any market. I don't know many markets that are super busy from the get-go, so that was fine. By about I would say 11:30, midday, it really picked up. It was super busy as a venue. There were so many people there, way more than I thought. It was great to see the turnout actually, and everyone's stands looks really good. There were lots of different varieties as well. There wasn't, too many of this or that. It was a good mix of people, which I really appreciated, because sometimes you can go to events and there can be too many print people or too many people doing jewellery or candles or wax melts, and it can become a little bit too much. But this was just the right balance, so I did appreciate them curating that. It was very helpful, and generally the customers were lovely. There were some lovely comments. A lot of people were very excited to see like new people and regulars. That I did hear that quite a bit, like people saying, "Oh, you were here last year and I bought this from you last year and I wanted to get this," and so that was nice to see that a lot of like regulars from last year and previous years had come back again for the event. But obviously I was brand new, so I was like the shiny toy in some ways of, oh, you knew, you do this, and the foil prints are a big seller for me, and I think that did draw a lot of attention to our stand, and we did, that was the best seller for us the weekend. We did a lot of prints. I think I went back with like half the box empty, so that's a good day for me. But generally it was very steady right up until the end, maybe the last sort of maybe 20 minutes, if that, because they had to announce as well, and I appreciated this. They announced at the end that the convention is closed, please leave the hall, and it was really nice to have that, to be fair, because sometimes you get told you're finished at this time, pack up, and you've got to be gone by a certain time, and sometimes customers will stay behind, and it's a little bit annoying sometimes because you're trying to pack away and they're like lingering around, and you don't want to leave your stuff while unloading them stuff with the car, so it can be a little bit frustrating. But they were so organised and getting people out, and we were surprised how busy it was to the end. But I think now, thinking back on it, there was a good amount of strategic play there with things going on throughout the day. So you got like they had like a costume contest at the end, which meant lots of people stayed right until the end of the convention wanting to be a part of that. And then you get people, once one thing had finished, you get like a flurry of people, and then it go a little bit quiet, and then it will get another flurry. And so we had like a final push of flurry. Once that competition finished, we had that little flurry at the end. So that was nice. I really did like that. It was a good way of keeping the atmosphere going right until the end of convention. But generally it was really, really good for us. We were very, very happy. For a first time at this event, I've got no complaints at all. It was a really lovely venue. All the staff were lovely. The customers were great. There were lots of people spending quite big money as well. And that was really, really nice to see that, some people you could clearly see have been like saving and were like, right, I've got this amount of money to spend today, I'm gonna go for it. And it was nice to see like a love for horror kind of, with people buying things and knowing the references of certain films. It was really fun to see that. And we did have some really good conversations with customers and about different horror films and things that they were excited to see later on this year and what they'd seen recently in the cinema. So that was really good. But generally, I was blown away with the day and the weekend. Pack up was smooth as anything. I think we were done in 30 minutes and gone. There was no issues getting the car, coming round, loading the car and leaving. It was flawless. That was probably the best unloading and loading back on I've had at a big venue for a big like convention hall. That was the best, so props to them for doing that. So the future, really, I'm hoping to do this event again. I have applied for it. I haven't heard back yet, so I don't know, but I'm really hoping to come back because I really enjoyed that, and it was so nice to just have a weekend away. As I said, we actually did. The next day we went into Glasgow Beer and had a bit of an explore, and we went to, I think it's called the Kellengrove Museum. Yeah, I've still got the thing here actually. So I went to museum, and we just had a really good wander around there, had a look at lots of different things, and we were so surprised how busy it was from the moment it opened. There were loads of people in there, but it was really good. And I did get a few postcards, 'cause I like to collect postcards, so I got some really cool like Salvador Dali ones, and just generally of the museum. I mean, it was very, very grand, and this was one of my favourite pieces I saw there, which was this stained glass window that was commissioned a while back, but it was amazing. It was such a good venue. I think I did get one other thing. Yeah, I did. I also got a really cool pin, which was really, really cool. So I bought a couple of things. I am a sucker for anything, you know, pin related, or oh, there's one more postcard, I forgot. There's one more there. There you go. See? Yeah, we did end up buying quite a few little trinkets like that, but I like to buy little memories from different places we go to. But yeah, we had a lovely weekend, and then after that we stayed into the afternoon, and then we drove back like early afternoon, and yeah, we were sort of home by like 7:30, and it was just a lovely weekend. So I'm really hoping to come back again. We had a really good time. We had some amazing bestsellers. A lot of the prints, obviously horror prints were the biggest one. I sold quite a few of those. I think I worked out at like 60, something like 60 prints. It might have been 64, I can't remember now off the top of my head, but it was quite a lot of prints. And we did about 15 potato cats, which were really, really popular. People seem to love those at the moment, so I was very pleased about that. I sold quite a few mystery bags as well, and that's just sort of like an amalgamation of all my bits. So you get like 2 prints, a sticker pack, a bookmark, a pin, and I can't remember anything else. Oh yeah, you get like a coaster as well in there, so you get like a bunch of items for about £15. They will vary depending on the genre. And what else was a big seller? Oh, my cards did really well. Yeah, I did really well with my cards, actually. I was very pleased with that. A lot of the... Actually, I think all my horror cards sold out, which was really good. But yeah, it was generally just a really, really good market for us. It was very varied. Lots of things sold. I don't think there wasn't one thing that didn't sell on the stand. There was something of everything. So that was really nice to see. But in general... yeah, no notes. Really, really good market. Very happy with that. So I'm hoping to be back. I'll let you know if I am. I really hope. Fingers crossed. I will be back again. But I hope you liked this vlog. I know it's a bit shorter than normal, but I just wanted to kind of give my feedback. So yeah, please don't forget to like the video if you can. Drop a comment or subscribe if you can. I try to post every 2 weeks. Not always possible because I'm at markets, so you just have to bear with me sometimes, but hopefully you enjoy this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.